Hi guys, Paul from Warrior Tactical Systems. Today we're going to look at the combat shroud from Predator Defense. So this is a shroud that allows weapon retention, and it has some other benefits as well. So the way I came across this was through Don Gula and his G-Wraps, which is Gula Weapon Retention and Positional Shooting System. So the G-Wraps works with a regular handgun. It's a retention method where if someone were trying to take my gun, I'm getting a hold of it, so I have leverage over it, and now I can retain it. I can use elbow strikes, I can hit with the gun, move someone away, and if I have to, I can fire the gun, but now of course it doesn't cycle. So I have to lean away, rack it to get it back into battery to fire again. So this is a really good system in and of itself. This is software, and it's something you should know because it can work with almost any firearm. But the combat shroud eliminates that need to rack the gun now. So if I need to get a hold of this gun for retention, I can fire and it will continue to cycle on its own without any issues. It's also great because, as Don Gula talks about, most of the time when a disarm attempt is done on an officer, it's during the draw. It's not in the holster, it's not presented, it's during that draw process. And if someone gets a hold of this, it's very easy to cant the gun and fire, and it will cycle properly and get the person off your gun until you can retain it and do what you can do. And again, this retention method, you really got to try it out. Anytime you're getting both hands on the gun, you have a lot of leverage on it, and it's very hard for even a bigger person to get a gun off a smaller person because of that leverage. So it's an interesting device. Now, besides the application with retention, it also has some applications for recoil control and different shooting methods. So it has a little bit of a flare coming out to the side on the shroud that you can use almost as a gas pedal. The competitor shooters now run gas pedals on their gun where they can put their thumb on it and keep that extra pressure further out on the gun. So just by using your regular traditional grip, I can now put my thumb here and get a good leverage to add some extra pressure with my traditional grip back here. Now, it also offers a couple other grips that you can do that are different than a regular handgun. So you see some competitive shooters, Bob Vogel and some others, that are getting farther out on the gun. They're getting out in front of the trigger guard and getting a grip farther out. Well, you can do that very easily with this, and you don't have to worry about putting too much pressure on the slot. So you can actually do what we call a rifle grip coming underneath here. I'm just grabbing it and I'm farther out on the gun and I can fire it from there. But you can even go beyond that. You can actually put your thumb on top of the slot. As long as you're off to the side with your sight so you can see your sight, you can put your thumb up here and have your hand far out and on top of the gun. So I can fire from this position. Okay? And again, an idea of recoil, controlling the recoil a little better. And then lastly, generally with an RMR, or if I'm just at close range, I'm just trying to let it eat and point shoot, you can use a C-clamp. So I can actually reach up over the top and grab this thing completely. And with an RMR, if you keep both eyes open, you use occlusive shooting, and you can actually put your red dot on the target as you're doing this. So it can be very effective as even shooting with accuracy and using your sights. But again, even with something like this, if I just had a point shoot, it's close, I'm going to be able to control the gun and kind of let it eat a little bit. So just a few ideas with the combat shroud. Now it does add a little bit of weight. It's not a lot. It's lighter than you think. It's made out of an anodized aluminum. But it's a static weight. It's a fixed weight. It's not reciprocating. So it's not bringing extra force back. It's helping to mitigate recoil like a light or something would attached to the gun. This particular model you can't attach light to, but there are models that you can attach the light with. What you do to put this on, and we can do a future video on that, but you're going to take your slide off and remove the front sight from the slide. You're going to put that front sight on your combat shroud. You're going to remove the pin, one of the pins here, and it comes with an extra long pin that you'll put back through. And then you'll need suppressor height rear sights to get it up high enough to be level for the accuracy. If you think of an air marshal, for example, you're in close confines, if you had to use the gun, a lot of people around, maybe they don't understand what's going on. This would easily allow you to have that extra retention, confidence in your retention, If you're a court officer where you're handling people, you know, in a courtroom, bailiff, corrections, and law enforcement in general, some special teams in law enforcement, this thing could come in pretty handy. Also for home defense, I mean, you're not worried about the weight of your gun, and you know, for your home defense gun, you got that extra retention. You're running somebody at the corner. You have this tool to be able to retain your gun a little better and do some good work with it. So it's got a few applications. Playing with it and learning more about it as we go, and we'll probably shoot some more videos in the future. Okay, so the real strength of this mechanism, like I said, it can be used to help with recoil, but that's not its purpose. Its first purpose is weapon retention. It can also be used for contact shooting. So you know, if they're not trained to be able to put the thumb over the rear, or you know, have a light or something on there, sometimes an officer can try to contact shoot and drive the gun into the person and push it out of battery. So this prevents that, so you can actually drive the gun in if you need to make a contact shot. But getting a hold of the end, again, and there's various ways to do that, but getting a hold of this where you can control it and now you know, prevent somebody from taking the gun off of you. So that's one of the advantages of this, and you can kind of see. And then this hand on here could represent a bad guy's hand as well. Maybe he's grabbing the gun to try to take it from me, and just by shifting my muzzle, I can still make shots here. So, you know, however I get a hold of this, if I get into this position, as long as I got room for the gun to cycle, I can go ahead and just let it eat from here. So, shoot very quickly. Those are all basically in one hole, right? If I happen to get a hold of it here and I'm just retaining it, same concept, I can good control, and somebody can't easily take it away from me. Another technique we sometimes use over the top here. Again, I'm bracing it against maybe I'm defending an attack, and again, I can shoot very rapidly at close range from this position, and the gun continues to cycle as it was designed. So definitely one of the strengths of this particular system. Just to show you, this will tear up the target. I can actually push into this board and no problem at all. It's not going to you know, push it out of battery. It's going to be able to fire. So there's a few applications of the combat shroud.